Welcome to the Creative Suite TV show. Here's the host, Mike McHugh.
Hey everyone, it's Mike, and as you can tell, I'm still here in New Zealand. I'm actually outside of Christchurch on the way to Arthur's Pass in a very special location, which is where they filmed one of the Narnia movies, and you might recognise some of the rock formations, and I'll take some footage and pop it on the podcast as well so you can see. This week, of course, because we're going with the movie theme, I thought we might like to have a look at some of the technology that we've got with our video products in CS4, After Effects and Premiere Pro as well. And why don't we use some of the footage from around this area, because it's such a spectacular looking scenery. So stay tuned, and we've got a fantastic tip coming right on up. Can we just have a bit of a look at some of the rocks around here just while we get ready to go into the, maybe over here as well, and you can see the snow in the background. Okay, now I'm excited. If you have never used our video products before, now is the time to get started, because this is a wonderful release of the software. I'm going to show you a couple of little things before we actually get into it. First of all, I use this Premiere Pro we're in now to edit my podcast, as do many people actually. The beautiful thing about this is we have a completely tapeless workflow now. Down the bottom here, I've got the media browser. I'm going to quickly bring that up. You'll notice that nowadays we can, and I just used the tilde key to do that, by the way. Nowadays we can actually work with a number of different formats. So I'm using the AVC HD for our New Zealand footage, but you can also use a Panasonic P2 and Sony HDV and XDCam EX and XDCam HD. So makes it really easy when you don't need to transcode anything, and you can bring it straight into your timeline. You can bring it straight into your clip bin. As you can see over here, that's what I've already done. And then you can start to work with it on the timeline. Okay, this little bit of footage here has been brought into the timeline. The beautiful thing about this particular little bit of footage is it's been transcribed. So I'll just play this, and you see if you can recognize over here what's going on.
And not a huge Hollywood budget, you can actually produce a film noir movie and then use After Effects and all the rest of the tools.
Let me stop that now. So what we can actually do is get Premiere Pro to listen to the voice and then transcribe it into real text, which makes it awesomely easy to edit. We simply select it, come over here to the timeline, we can see exactly where we're up to, hit the I key, and that sets the in point. Go to the next bit over here and say, okay, there we are there on the timeline, hit the O key, and that sets the out point, and then we can drag it onto the timeline. So that is wonderful. So this is a little bit of my footage over here now, which I'd like to bring onto the timeline. So it's a little bit of a river, and I can just drag and drop that straight onto the timeline there. So that makes it very easy. I can start editing that. And as a matter of fact, it's a little bit too large, so we can just scale that to fit the frame size. Looks good. Okay. I want to add some titles to this. And the best way I think to do titling some really fancy stuff, if we just go ahead and right click on it, is to come over and put it into After Effects. So that will just go ahead and throw that over into After Effects. You notice I didn't need to render it. Okay, so it brings it right over there into After Effects, and then we can go ahead and start to work on it. As a matter of fact, if I want to put some titles on here, let's get the text tool, click right ahead on there and type in what we'd like to say. So we can just obviously go ahead and type New Zealand. So that makes it really, really easy. Then if we want to put a preset on it, like an effect, an animation preset, we can choose this and come down here and say, browse to presets. And what the browse to presets will allow us to do is to jump over to Adobe Bridge, which is opening in the background here, and then go straight to the presets. We can go to the text presets here and we'll do like an animate in thing, and it will bring us a whole bunch of presets that we can then apply to those particular words. So maybe we can do this smooth fade in. We double click it in Adobe Bridge, and then that goes ahead and applies automatically to our text. So if I scrub through the timeline now, there you can see it just dropping right in over the top there, and that will go ahead and stay there. Without having to save it, without having to render it, we can jump back over to Premiere Pro and it's already there. So this is what we like to call, with this new version CS4, the never rendering story. We can just simply flip backwards and forwards between each of the applications like that without having to render. We can also edit our audio by saying edit in Sound Booth, and then we can edit the audio and replace the audio right here. And we can also take the entire project using Adobe Dynamic Link and send it over to Encore to author a DVD. And of course, in Encore, we can create menus using Photoshop and then link up to our Premiere Pro projects without having to render until the absolute last minute. Oh, before I forget, we have a new media encoder as well. We have a new Adobe CS4 media encoder that works in the background. We can encode Flash. We've got all QuickTime formats, H.264 for podcasting and creating for mobile devices. It's all there. That's the video products. So go and get yourself Master Collection or go and get yourself Production Premium, and you will never look back. You can join in the video fun. Oh boy, it's very heavy there. Well, it's been a great episode of Creative Suite TV today. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I've got some more exploring to do around here. I think I might climb up over those mountains over there, or maybe you can just follow me around. Maybe we might climb up some of the mountains over here as well. But thanks again for tuning in. Mike from Christchurch, New Zealand, signing off again.